Hi everyone and welcome to Mama Social, the podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kayleigh, and we're here to talk motherhood, womanhood and all things adulthood.
So grab yourself a bev and enjoy. I've thought about this a lot over the last week or so, and I don't know why.
And I was thinking, this makes me feel good. I am a mum of 4.
But you're not.
I know.
I was fully ready for them to win and to be kicking off at Glenn today and being like, no, it wasn't the best night of your life. Because he would have been like, that was the best night of my life after I'd obviously bared 2 children and birthed them. We end up in therapy because of all of the people that don't go to therapy.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Till I die, I am always going to be thinking of somebody else. And that really freaked us out.
Talking to yourselves help you think better and solve problems more easily.
I would need a little bit more facts than just some Instagram wench.
What is my least favourite part of parenting? I've never really noticed it before.
I laughed like a fat woman there.
How does...
All my belly went like him out of Family Guy.
Do you know, that was one of my favourite, it's one of my favourite memories of after birth.
Just Family Guy?
No, laughing. When your belly's suddenly empty.
Isn't
when
that
you suddenly have
awful
this empty
thing?
belly and then if you laugh and your belly just jiggles.
Jiggle, jiggle. Just, what's that?
And your belly just jiggles.
Louis threw his rap. We should do a man version of that.
My belly just jiggles.
After birth.
Yeah, I really...
It does feel rank though,
It's
doesn't
like
it?
a core memory in my life.
Have you been watching Inside Out?
No. What's Inside Out?
Inside Out?
No, you know what? Actually, I think I might have started watching Inside Out the other day
about
on Disney.
all your different emotions in your head.
Yes, yeah. Me and
Joy
Oak started watching it, but I didn't finish it. I must have watched it for maybe half an hour.
And that's all about core memories.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is, because they were collecting them.
All the core memories. And then she started being a knob.
What are your core memories from childhood?
Trauma.
If you think... if you think back to your childhood, as young as you possibly can, what are the things that you remember?
Traumatic things or really happy things?
Well, just anything, what you remember.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
you want specifics?
I thought you were asking, yeah.
We'll not go into the trauma, but the happy things, like being in the car is one of my core memories. With me mum had this little black Uno with loads of cassettes. And me and my brother, she'd put a cassette in and we'd literally sing. So me and our Mark know loads of 70s and 80s songs where he's like, la 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 la. And I'm like, la 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 la. La 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 la.
Yeah, love that.
And anytime them sorts of songs come on,
you think about being in the car.
I think about me and our Mark, in the car. He's not dead. you know when you think, oh God.
The way that you,
the Uno.
Yeah, I remember being in the car as well, some car journeys and coming back from my nana's on a Sunday and I would always fall asleep. And I remember songs as well. So, walking on broken glass.
That wasn't in our tapes.
All that she wants is another baby.
She's gone. Oh my God, I love it. The other thing, this might make me sound mad, but when I used to sit in the car and it was raining, I'd look out the window and pretend I was in a music video.
Oh yeah, everyone did that.
Or when I was a little bit older and I was allowed to sit in the front seat, I'd look through the window into the window.
The mirror.
The mirror? What's that called?
What? The mirror?
The side mirror.
Your wing mirror.
Thank you. Wing mirror, and I'd be looking at myself singing away. All that she wants is another baby. And you know what the weird thing is? My mum clearly knew what I was doing and she would just be sat next to us
an eyelid.
Just she's weird as hell. But, we'll not mention it. So thanks, ma'am, for not making us... Because that...
I think I was definitely a pop star as a child as well.
We had a karaoke machine, clearly, in the dining room. And that dining room was just my, music studio.
Yeah, I had a karaoke machine in my bedroom and I used to belt out Jessica Simpson.
Oh, my God.
Belt it out. And I had one of these beds, you know, those bunk beds but they were I had a foot on and a desk underneath.
Yes.
So there was like a pole on the corner. So I used to like pole dance to Christina Aguilera. I love it.
Other ones are like dance competitions and dancing. Massive.
Yeah. Like I remember my dad made us a cardboard car.
Oh.
Like out of a big cardboard box. Like a big car that I could actually sit in.
Lush.
It was great. And just little things like that. I've thought about this a lot over like the last week or so, and I don't know why. Like I've just thought about like things that I can remember when I was a child, because then I think it's just always the little things, isn't it? Like it's those little things. It's not those big things that you do.
It's always the little things. I always, anytime I'm out on a bike, which is not very often, but last year when I was out on a bike with the kids, I have like proper memories of me and our Mark going biking together.
Yeah.
And every time, like obviously not every time, but there was like 2 times that I thought he was dead after falling off the bike. And me being Miss Dramatic would be like, oh, like him just lying with his balls like, oh my God. He's like lost his control of his bike. And I always think about them funny but traumatic.
Yeah.
But not really traumatic. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean anymore. Feeling a bit funny today.
Same. I'm
anyway.
all here and I don't think I'm all here today.
I'm in that state, the horny state after period, where all you want to do, not all you, like
all you want to do.
All that you do.
All that she wants
is another baby. Don't, but she does.
Yeah.
Anyway. What's the point in these cards if we talk about nothing that's on them? Just like to give you lot work to do. So, how's your week been? Are you on the phone, babe?
I'm just getting my pits and peaks up because I've prepared them for once in my life.
Little legend.
Yeah. So don't you give me abuse.
I'm so proud of you. Go.
Itchy armpit.
Oh.
I feel tired today,
Do you?
Like I just feel tired, and I think I mentioned last week how the boys are in their own beds now, and I felt like a new woman, and it was great, and I just loved my life. I am shattered, and I'm shattered because I feel like I'm putting them to bed, right, and then I'm like, oh my God, I've got this time.
So you just
I've got this time to myself, so I'm having to do something, like whether it's tidying, getting a bit of work done, sitting and watching Vanderpump Rules, which I am absolutely obsessed with, and then I'm not getting to sleep until like 11, half 11. And then obviously Ovi's up at 4 o'clock for a feed. Then Oaks is up at about 6. So I think for the last few weeks, I haven't slept past 6 hours, 20 minutes.
So you were sleeping more when everybody
I was
in
sleeping
bed.
more because I was just falling asleep with Oaks at like 8:30. I slept a good 2-3 hours more. So I'm just feeling really, really tired.
But loads of us do that though. Like
When
we've got
claw that
actual
little bit of time,
free time to not be a parent, you just stay up doing nothing.
I know.
Or everything, but you just want to be alone. So I think that's normal.
I think it's normal too, but I don't feel so normal.
But if you
Right
need
now.
to sleep,
Then I should go to sleep, I know.
you need to go to
But then I know, like tonight, I know that Glenn will be home and I'll want to watch Yellowstone.
We've started watching House of Dragons,
Never heard of it.
the Game of Thrones,
Like a
prequel.
spin-off before.
Yeah, it's about the House of Targaryen, the dragons. Clearly,
Wow.
it's good. I'm really only watching it because there's a part that's been all over the telly about it's the first erect penis that's ever been filmed
Oh. Ever?
on TV, not in pop, but on TV.
Have you seen it yet?
Not yet.
No.
It's in series 2. But Dale doesn't know why we're really watching it.
What was that series that came out a couple of years ago? Was it Sex
Sex
Life?
Education.
No, Sex Life, where it's that really fit man, that really, really beautiful man. No. And he turns around at one point and obviously Willie's out and it is the biggest pain I have ever seen.
No, I don't know what that is, but tell me and I'll watch it.
I think I've got a photo of it on my phone.
Dear me.
I'll show you after.
Yeah. So
yeah, anyway, back to the pits and peaks.
Pits and peaks.
Pits and peaks. My pit of the week is going to be my child spewing all over himself in the car. On Friday, we were on our way to nursery. On our way to nursery, and he just vomited everywhere.
Did it come from the like sole as well? It wasn't just
from his toes.
It was a proper sick.
It was all. He wasn't even asked. He
Just
wasn't
sat
bothered.
there like.
He was just like, me top's wet, and I was like, we're gonna go home. We're gonna go home. I'm not gonna take you to nursery today.
So was he sick anymore?
Nah, but he'd been sick once during the night. Because I woke up in the morning and Glenn was in bed with Oaks, and I was like, eh. And then I looked on the baby monitor and there was a towel on the bed, and I was like, And then I went outside of the room and there was a pillowcase on the floor, and I thought, what the hell has been going on here? What on earth? And yeah, it turns out that he was sick in the middle of the night, was then obviously shouting at me. I didn't wake up. Glenn did, and Glenn ended up in bed with him, but he was only sick the once, and then he said he felt fine at breakfast, and then when I got in the car he just spewed all over himself. So I was like, can't take you to nursery.
No.
It
was very responsible. Well done.
3 days of my child in the house. How we're going to do the 6 weeks holidays, don't know. Right, so then my peak of the week, actually I've got another pit, England losing obs. My peak of the week, this is a really random one that I've wrote down. I feel like this is just a sum up of my life and how not exciting it is.
Right.
The peak of my week is that I found a really good pair of denim shorts.
Are they the ones that you had on when we went to the spa? Because they were really good.
Yes.
I was like, oh, have you brought me some swimwear?
You've got a massive bag full there.
Oh, I'm so excited.
There's a huge bag over in the corner of the room.
Tracy's.
But yeah, the denim shorts is the highlight of my week. And now I'm starting to realise that it wasn't even this week. It was obviously the week before, because I had them on for the spa. So nothing good happened to us last week that I can think of. So yeah, denim shorts. Great.
Living the dream. Should I do mine?
Yeah.
Peak is I babysat my brother's 2 children.
Are you sure that's a peak?
It was,
Was it?
Because we were in the car and I was like, Dale, when we have the girls, I truly believe we can have 4 kids. And he was like, you have lost the plot. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
how old are they?
so this is the thing.
Yeah,
I said,
so
if we could,
skipping the whole like baby and actually raising them phase.
Felicity's 10 and our Harriet's 6.
Oh yeah, lovely. That's
so
gorgeous.
They all play like incredible together. Like they're just wonderful. Like the nicest girls ever. And our Harriet plays gorgeous with Eva. Freddie and Flick play mint. And I definitely was like, we could adopt 2 children their age and boss this. But I actually liked the way it made us feel. When we were out in public, people were like, you could see in their eyes, they were like, oh,
4 kids.
4 kids. Because Freddie,
well-behaved kids.
Freddie and Harriet look like twins. Same age, same height. Our Felicity's the firstborn, and then our Eva, little. We know what age means. That's the age range. And like we were walking around and people were looking at us, and I was thinking, this makes me feel good. I am a mum of 4.
But you're not.
I know. Maybe it's that stage of the period which we said earlier.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
and maybe if they were all your kids, you probably wouldn't have been walking around thinking, oh, this is great. Yeah, they've probably been having an awful time.
Well, I honestly think it must get easier the more you have.
I mean,
and the older they get.
Yeah, I was going to say,
That version.
The older they get.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have one friend that has 4 children, and she has 2 older, 2 younger, and I think that's lovely because the older ones can take care of themselves a bit and can also take care of the babies. And then I have another friend that has 3, and she's got an older and 2 younger. And again, I think that's lovely because like the age gap's nice.
And so watch your space. I'm going to adopt 2 children without Dill knowing.
Right.
Okay. So that's the peak. Pete, can we just have a moment for, yes, of course, England losing. It's sad. It would have been lovely to win. But how pathetic men are when they lose.
I haven't seen much of the patheticness.
Oh, God.
I haven't. Why? Was Dale in a bad mood?
Oh, in a bad mood.
Glenn came in at like 2 o'clock in the morning. He was still singing football songs. And I was like, if you don't shut up, I am making you get up at 6 a.m.
Yeah. So when they scored, right, so we had some our besties round and kids were playing lovely, and then all of a sudden they scored. Yay, lovely, lovely. Dale decided to get a kilogram of popcorn. No, that's huge.
Don't know, but
popcorn
I've just been eating some popcorn and I wish there was a kilogram of it over there.
Anyway, massive bucket, right? Mm-hmm. The lid was off and he jestingly, jokingly, jovially said 10 minutes before, if we score, this is gone all hour. For any of you Southerners, this is going all over. So he threw the popcorn in the air and then all the kids were sliding on it, like on their bellies, on their knees. I was like, okay, so it's all over me fluffy rug, so I'm trying to like shape my rug outside. It was just a bad time. There's still popcorn all over. But then when we lost, everyone was... I don't get how you can be that affected by it. I know I'm going to upset a lot of people.
I mean...
I just wish I was as passionate about something in my life that... Like, one of the girls rang us this morning and was like, can you believe my husband was crying last night? I was like, that's too much.
I was fully ready for them to win and to be kicking off at Glenn today and being like, no, it wasn't the best night of your life. Because he would have been like, that was the best night of my life. After I'd obviously bared 2 children and birthed them. But luckily it wasn't the best night of his life. And
oh, no.
Well, I mean, I know what you're saying, but I just feel
and
like
the other thing is,
some people get it and some people don't get it.
The other thing is, if you know my husband, you know how a workaholic he is. He's only took a day off today.
Has he?
In like prep for the alcohol that was being consumed yesterday.
Well, at least he was prepared.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good thinking.
Oh, stop sticking up for him.
Well, it's better than going to work hungover.
Oh, of course.
I nearly got sacked for that once.
I would like him to just take random days off any other time. Except
not
for
to be hungover.
Football and golf weekends.
Is what it is.
It is, Anna.
Is what it is.
So yes, that's my bit. What's next part? Is it our topic?
Maternal mental health.
Maternal mental health.
Maternal mental health.
I think
big one.
Since we've launched the BetterHelp partnership, we have had we've been inundated with new members, which is the whole point of it. Yeah. So take full advantage. Did you know that like you can have couples therapy as well?
Oh, can you?
Mm-hmm. And if you've got teenagers, it's like the full spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Dale, I think we'll take advantage. She was like, what the hell for? I was like, just a bit of maintenance.
How do you do couples therapy online?
You sit next to each other on Zoom.
Oh, do you do it on Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, do you do it on Zoom?
It's like it's their platform, but it's a bit like Zoom.
Oh, so you actually see the therapist?
Yeah, it's not just a telephone. You can do a telephone.
Just, like, text.
No.
I haven't joined yet, you can tell.
No, so it's you don't have to have the camera on, but you can if you want. And I'm sure you can do telephone ones if you want.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But like we've had like lots of mums messaging us, like asking questions. And I think we briefly mentioned this before, last week, about like when do you know what's that word? When, shall I read this bit? When to know when to get help.
Yeah.
And honestly, you said it last week.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I just think it's like therapy is just incredible for like human maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to wait until you're at a point where you feel like you need help.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have something wrong with you to go to therapy. Like I feel like everybody should go to therapy.
I think we're changing the narrative though.
Yeah.
I think like our parents' generation, if you went to therapy, you'd lose cannon. There was something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like now it's like everybody.
I think there's a very, like, I don't know the word, like a
negative connotation.
Yeah, like a negative narrative. And it's like, say if you and Dale broke up, right? And then you were in therapy. I can imagine loads of people being like, well, why are you in therapy? Like, if Dale had done something wrong and that's why you had broke up. Like, why are you in therapy?
I'm glad you said he's done something.
Yeah. But like, why are you in therapy? Like, you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make a difference. Like, I just feel like it's human maintenance. And you can't not benefit from going to therapy. I don't think, like, everyone should just try and better themselves. Not even better themselves, like offload, just...
Do you think
human maintenance?
Do you think it should be a conversation that you have with people about, oh, I'm in therapy? Or should it be like a private, like, obviously it's not going to be a shameful thing. But, for instance, Dale is so passionate about telling his lad friends that he goes to therapy.
And I think that's amazing.
And a few of his mates have now started going to therapy, which is class. But I think, like, some people are a bit ashamed about having therapy or needing therapy.
Yeah.
And we've got to change that.
Yeah,
because that's insane.
Because I do think, like, say, if I said to someone now, like, oh, I've just been to therapy, someone would just say, why, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Why are you going there?
Because you don't want, right? We end up in therapy because of all of the people that don't go to therapy.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, a lot of people...
Get that on a t-shirt.
Who are so... I don't know. I do feel like there's like a bit of a stigma that goes with it. And the people that put that stigma on people are people that could probably benefit from therapy. Because there's just nothing wrong with wanting to be like the healthiest version of yourself. And it doesn't just mean like health as in exercising and diet, like your mind as well.
I think you can't have, I think it's a perfect triangle of health but for me, the most important thing is the mental health is everything. Because if that's not okay, the rest of it isn't.
Yeah.
No matter how much running or exercise or diet, yes, of course, they're like
they all
essential.
help
But I think the most important one is your mental health. And whatever you do to optimize that should be celebrated, and it shouldn't be a dirty little secret that somebody had messaged something about, like, I can't remember.
I think therapy should be looked at like going to the dentist. Like we should go at least once every 6 months, just to, like, life gets a lot, and I think especially when you're a woman and you've just had a baby, everything changes. Like, absolutely everything changes. Like, life as you knew it has just gone. And your purpose in life has just completely changed. Like, you've got a whole new outlook. And
well, we said it before, the identity is like massive.
It's a lot. It can be overstimulating. It can be really overwhelming. You don't necessarily have to struggle with it. You don't have to be struggling with it, but there's just so much change flung upon you at once. And birth can also be quite traumatic. That what harm is it going to do to you to sit down in a room with a professional and just talk?
Without judgment. Because I know we've said this before, but your friends and family have your best interest at heart, ultimately. But sometimes your best interests aren't actually the best interests for you, because they don't want you to be in harm's way. But sometimes the work needs to be done, or decisions need to be made that they disagree with. So they don't want their dynamics to change. I was going to say something. And it's gone again.
Gone.
Oh, I was going to say something really nice. No, it wasn't really nice, and I've just remembered it.
Come on then.
Oh, it's gone again.
Oh, stop it. You're taking the piss out of me.
No, hold on. Oh, somebody had messaged.
This better be something good.
No, about like, she feels a bit crap.
Mm-hmm.
Where she feels so much guilt because is it okay to regret having a kids?
Mm-hmm.
And she's only like a few weeks postpartum. And I think we've got to normalise that feeling of, I remember having Freddie and thinking, where is somebody going to come and tap me out here?
Mm-hmm.
And I kept thinking, I am in sole ownership of this child for the next 18 years. Well, for life. Until I die, I am always going to be thinking of somebody else. And that really freaked us out. And I know after Eva, I spoke a lot about that I was like, was I regretting or felt guilty about being a mum?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think, I don't know if you felt like that, but I think that's quite a normal thing because you're like, oh my God, my entire life has changed. Where do I go? What do I do? It's like you can't settle, can you? So I think
I think
that.
there will be just so many different thoughts and feelings that go on in us when we've had kids, or as well when we haven't. And nothing's right, nothing's wrong. Go to therapy.
Go to therapy. End of.
End of.
Next piece of the puzzle, please, Miss Causa.
We've got some share your shits.
Share your shit. Share your shit.
Hey ladies, I just wanted to say thank you for sharing my question about when's the right time for baby number 2 on last week's podcast. I was listening in the car and it honestly felt like I was sat with you both. I was even replying to what you were saying. I must have looked crazy. She was talking to herself in the car. Oh my God, wait there. I have saved this thing. Right, 2 seconds. I've saved this thing on Instagram. Saved.
I wouldn't even know where to find saved.
It was, is it this one? No. Yes. Here are 6 habits of high IQ people. Number 1, they talk to themselves. Talking to yourselves helps you think better and solve problems more easily.
I would need a little bit more facts than just some Instagram wench saying high IQ people get this.
So I wonder what my IQ is because I think I had all 6 of those traits. I must have a really high IQ.
Or narcissism.
But I feel like... Listen, I go to therapy. I'm not narcissistic.
A narcissist would say that.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I take it all back.
But I feel like this was the whole intention of starting this podcast in the
100%.
first place. We wanted to be a podcast that people could listen to and just feel like they were sat with their mates when they're by themselves, when they're on a walk with their babies, when they're doing housework, whatever. And I just feel like we are that.
That was a high five.
Hi ladies, saw something online this week about some of the least favourite parenting jobs and wanted to ask you both what yours are. Mine is meal times. When I was pregnant, I had no idea that it meant I had another human to feed for the next 18 years.
Oh God.
WTF. What is my least favourite part of parenting? Parenting jobs, like on a daily basis.
Mine is feeding them.
Is it?
Because Eva will eat every vegetable known to man, doesn't really like meat. Freddie will eat every meat, but no vegetable. Oh my God. When I was a mum of 4 on Saturday, we went to Pets at Home. Just because that's what people with 4 children do.
They can't afford to go anywhere else.
Hey, we went to Cosmic Kingdom, and do you know how much?
It's not actually too expensive, that one, is it?
Mate, I spent 70 quid.
Oh, wow.
It was 50 odd quid to get in. I hate places that I have to pay to get in, but we were there, we had to pay. And then the food. We didn't get any food, but I got cake and drinks.
Yeah.
And I wanted a cake, but I refused because it was already £17. And I was like, no, sit down. No cake. What we were saying. Oh, so went into Pets at Home. Dale, because they were all talking about a rabbit, a rat, what we getting pet-wise. Said, we've tried pets don't suit us. Dale said, let's get some bird feeders. And a bird feeder that's stuck on the wall, well, stuck on our window in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like a see-through plastic one so you can see the birds coming in.
Did you get one?
So you got that.
Do you not remember when I did this last year?
No. Tell me, did a bird die?
No, me garden was just covered in pigeons and magpies. It was awful. I had to get rid of it.
Well, not
Rats
one
of the bird world.
Not one bird has been.
They'll
Because
come.
do you know what food he got for the birds? This thing that looked like spam, but it was called fruit block. Disgusting. And mealworms. I said, are we getting rats?
Listen,
Meerkats? Or are we looking for birds?
One bird will see that and then
Tell
it'll
its
fly
mates.
about and it'll tell all the other birds, and one day you will look out of your window and your fence will be pigeons.
Covered. But I'm telling you that story because the guy who won't eat a vegetable was eating worms the other day. Our Freddie was sat eating the mealworms out of the feeder.
What?
There's something amiss, wrong. And I said, stop. And Dale was laughing, encouraging it. And when they go fishing, he's like, put that maggot under your tongue to warm it up, son. And it like wiggles away. And I'm like, he won't eat a carrot, but you're making him eat worms. What is going on? So I've had to hide the mealworms because Freddie...
Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. So I'm gonna eat worms.
Stop changing all the words.
What? That was
Bite all the heads off, suck all the juice out, throw the empty skins away. Nobody likes us, everybody hates us, just 'cause we eat worms all day.
I've never heard that version.
Oh, well, that is the version Alan Gage used to sing to
Oh, right.
Papa Gage. So, yes, what we were saying,
So,
food times.
least favourite part of...
Because I have to literally cook everybody's separate meals. Freddie doesn't like things touching, but he'll eat worms. Eva doesn't like meat, so just eats vegetables, which I can't complain about. But, like, Dale won't eat onions. Like, it's just a thing.
That's just a big ick, that. Like, it's a really big ick.
That I have to...
That Dale doesn't like onions.
That I have to... What's this?
Like, what?
What's this? Cheese.
Do you know,
What's
grate.
this? I have to grate an onion. Or any vegetables.
What, so he doesn't know it's there? Like a toddler.
Child. Mm-hmm.
I make us food, right? And, like... I never put like loads of vegetables or anything in, but I've always got a bit of onion. There might be some peppers, maybe some green beans, something, right? And I'll give it to Glenn, and then Glenn pushes it all to the side of his plate, and I'm
What's
like,
wrong with him?
ick. And then it's funny because obviously he works at the fire service and they cook for each other all the
I
time.
bet he eats it.
And he'll tell us what they've got to eat, and I'm like, you eating those tomatoes? And he has to, like, he sits because he's too embarrassed in front of his firefighter friends to leave his vegetables, so he has to eat. He eats all the vegetables, and I just imagine him sat there like eating them all.
No, Dale's thing with onions is mind-boggling though, because he won't eat any form of onion ever, cooked, whatever, but he'll eat pickled onions on a buffet.
An onion.
Yes, I know. So tell him there's something wrong with him. That why am I shaving an onion? And he will pop in a pickle. Dirty bugger.
Right.
So that's my...
I can't think of what my least favourite bit is. I think it's just when I'm solo.
Riding solo.
Like... If it's a day when Oaks is at nursery and I'm the only one there and I'm the one that's getting up, having to get them both ready, both fed, milked, everything in the car. That's probably just where I get like, not stressed or anything, because I just really try not to get stressed with stuff like that anymore. I just feel like it is what it is. And if one's getting in the car naked, one's getting in the car naked.
I don't mind.
I don't know.
Parenting.
I don't know what my least favourite parenting job is.
I get irritated if he's there and I'm doing everything.
Yeah,
I work better when
But then
he's
I don't
not
think that's like our least favourite parenting job. I just feel like that's being irritated at our partners.
Yeah. So think of the jobs. Food, water, bathing them,
I love bathing them.
brushing teeth.
I love bathing them. I love feeding them. I love brushing Noakes' teeth.
Do you brush the Ben's gums yet?
Not yet. He hasn't got any
Gums.
teeth.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but you don't start brushing the teeth until there's a tooth.
Do you know?
As soon as like a tooth comes through is when you're supposed to start brushing the teeth, isn't it?
I can't remember.
So no, I don't brush his gums. Yeah.
I'm glad we stayed, but he's got gums.
Maybe washing Oaks' hair. Because he hates it.
They are dramatic.
He hates it. Goes on ridiculous.
What do you do? What's your techers?
Well, we've got a new one now that's actually working quite well. One of us has to put the towel over his head here and like hold it on really tight. Mm-hmm. And then Oak sits the stillest you have ever seen anyone sit still while the other one shampoos the hair and washes it off. And I'm like, if you just leant back and just stayed there like that, we wouldn't need to do any of this.
We are a bit pathetic, aren't we? Like the stuff that we do just to protect our children.
We're just to make him wash his hair.
I know.
But
I would have been dunked.
Honestly, sometimes I've just like flung water over his head, but then my bedtime's just awful.
Not worth living.
No.
I've got a song for most moments in life. So to wash themselves. Do you want to hear it?
I feel like I don't really have much choice.
Well, that's
no, I don't want to hear it.
Oh.
I don't want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
It's going to burst out about any second.
So there's both stand up. Because Freddie's getting older, I shouldn't have to be washing his bits at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we go, wash your face, bits, and back bits. Face, bits, and bits, and back bits. And the kids sing it. It's the cutest thing ever.
Maybe night feeds are my least favourite part
Night feeds.
of parenting.
Night feeds, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a share your shit.
You've got one.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. So, one of my dear friends, who will remain nameless, I'll tell you after, would like us all to do a little bit of maintenance on ourselves. She wants us to share. She wants us to check our boobs.
All right.
One of my friends has found a lump,
mm-hmm.
and it's pre-cancerous. So she found a little surface lump just under. She had her armpit up, and she's our age, like Mama 3,
mm-hmm.
scary. So she's found a little lump. She went to the doctors. They sent her straight through the hospital. Within a week, biopsy was taken. So took a chunk out of her boobs. And it was black. Like literally the bruised breast ever. But she got, last week she was at the hospital. They said it's not cancer yet.
Mm-hmm.
They've like
caught it could have been.
So she's got to go back and have some more tests done. But she's like, can you just tell everybody to check the boobs?
Check your boobs. I'm good at checking my boobs because I've had this before. I've found a lump before and then been to the hospital for biopsy, but mine was luckily nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I always do it in the shower.
Yeah.
And I just, when I wash my armpits like this, I'm always like, yeah. Just always check.
See, I don't, you know.
Do you know?
And I really should. But you know when you're like,
and I keep
type of gal.
touching my boobs a lot at the minute because I feel like they're just getting
You're
like
not got
empty.
a bra on?
Yeah.
There's a lot of movement in that bra.
But I feel like they're just like getting empty sacks after
kind of bra is
breastfeeding.
that?
Oh, it's just actually it's like a proper bra.
This light made that look like that was just your boob.
It's a very skin colour bra.
Yeah. So we need to check our boobs.
Yeah.
Because
Also need a boob hour smears, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That is another very important one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had precancerous cells
Oh, Jesus.
for the smear.
Top trumps.
Mm.
Jesus.
So
Did you have to have it lasered out?
yeah,
I feel like
Burnt.
this needs to be a whole episode on itself.
burnt out. I think that's lasered.
Yeah.
Burns.
It didn't go up there with it. torch?
Don't know. Could have. It was on a big screen next
Was
to us.
it? Were you watching?
Oh, well, I was trying not to watch. It was really making us feel queasy. I could see my cervix dripping of blood out of the corner of my eye.
Jesus.
But I think, well, obviously we spoke about this before, but I think that's why I've had 2 premature births. And my doctor actually mentioned at this time when I've went to the doctor's about something to do with OV, and he was looking through my birth notes and he was like, oh, so this is probably why you've had the premature births. And I was like, well, I have asked about that before and I just never get an answer or anything, but I think it is very likely that I obviously have a weaker cervix now.
Well, that's why my friend Nicola had the stitch.
Yeah.
Because she had that removed. So yes.
Check your boobs.
Check your boobs.
Boogie sneeze.
Because it's just not good. We have too much to live for. And luckily, she checks all the time and she's clearly found it really, really early. But somebody like me who just goes, Well,
I actually still need to ring the doctors because you pointed out a mole on my back last week.
And you haven't rang them.
Nah. And I will.
I
it is
am
something
upset with you.
that I will get round to doing.
Yes.
I promise.
And I put a reminder in my phone to ring you in 2 days. Lauren Doctors. Because
even though I actually don't think there's anything wrong with this mole, but I think it doesn't look any different to what it's ever looked in its life.
Oh, well, I've never seen it before, and I don't think
but I do think
okay.
I am a very moley person. I do think that maybe I should just go anyway and just get a few moles checked.
Have you seen it?
Because I'm a very moley person.
Show Sarah afterwards.
Okay. I had a big one in the middle of my back. Did you see a scar in the middle of my back?
Sarah is not
I had a big one in the middle of my back when I was younger, and I got that removed, but not because it wasn't anything. It got tested. It wasn't anything, but it was just in an uncomfortable place.
Well, when I seen that mole the other day, I told you about my other friend who had a mole on her foot that was cancerous at 26-year-old.
Yeah.
So go and get that checked, or I'm going to hit you with a stick.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that, ladies. So, I think we should add another feature in.
What?
Lauren's non-fact of the week.
What you mean?
Well, things you think are facts, and they're not facts. So, because did we get a message saying that they thought the fact was the eyeball one was, they thought it was real?
Yeah, well, I
so
did.
they're fuming that they now, I can't say sentences. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, Kayleigh's fact of the week. Male, and stop reading it.
I'm reading it as you're reading it.
No,
I'm reading it along with you. Come on then.
Male and female infants do not show any difference in crying. However, this changes as they get older. On average, women can cry 2 to 5 times per month, while men cry 0 to 1 times a month. So, 1. 1 time per month.
Well, not a 1.
Or none.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Silly cow. This difference starts in late childhood and are likely due to differences in socialisation. For example, boys often get told not to cry, potentially leading to an inability to cry as an adult. Dale Laverick. Toll.
I've never seen Glenn cry.
That blows my mind.
I've never ever seen him cry.
How?
Not once. I think I've seen like a tear come to his eye, but I've never seen one come out of the eyeball. Like I've seen his eyes glass over, but not actually cry.
Do you say glass? I say glaze.
Did I say glass there?
Yeah.
Then I say glass.
I know.
Glass over.
But I think it's glazed.
Potato. Yeah. Same but different.
Yep, that's my fact of the week. Anything more to add to that fact of the week?
Go to therapy.
Yes. Dale went to therapy for one thing. He's there for more things now. And one of them is the emotional stuntedness of him.
Like, why don't men cry that much?
Because society tells me...
Does your husband cry? Have you not?
16 years, Sarah says.
You've been together 16 years. Christ almighty.
Rice on a bike. Yeah. I love a cry, you know. Like the day I definitely need to cry. I definitely need to cry. Like Dale says that's so insane that I go, just a bit of a maintenance cry. I just need to go and cry and then I'll feel better. He's like, that's such a waste of energy.
When was the last time I cried? Don't know.
What? How? I don't know
probably
because I
cried
cried
watching
that
something
much.
sad. Because I do that now, which is something that I never used to do. But now, like, emotional things really get to us. I think the last time I cried is probably when Ovi was in hospital. I think I cried every day then. So
yeah, you've had your quota for the
yes,
year.
I think I've cried enough for the next few years. So there we go.
There we are. So thank you, everybody.
Thanking you.
So remember to
Like,
follow,
and subscribe.
leave a review.
Leave a review. We're getting more and more reviews, which is great. I haven't actually looked at them though. I might look at them when we finish this, see if there's any funny ones. But yeah, and just share us with your friends when you're listening. Tag us in your stories, just so that more people know we exist.
Sing it, sister.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a lovely week.
Thanking you. Over and out.
See you soon.
This episode of Mama Social, the podcast, was filmed and produced by Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio.
Lauren, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I don't like
Why
you
you say
soon,
Lauren? Just say see you soon.
Steve.
Because we're talking to our listeners.
Ah.
See you soon.